Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Radium, and today we're going to be doing the finale of the Spirit mod playthrough. Now, I've had a lot of fun doing this, and a good time writing the lore, playing the game, and experiencing the mod as a whole. But I do think it's time to wrap up this mod, and although it has been a 6-episode series, which is shorter than the other ones, or at least comparatively to Calamity, I feel like that's a good length. Because obviously Calamity adds so much post-Moonlord. Although this mod does add stuff, it only adds one post-Moonlord boss, I believe. Which is, absolutely fine. I'm excited to include it in the lore. But ultimately, I just want to finish this series off so we can move on to the next big thing. Last time, we defeated a bunch of really cool bosses and got all the way to the Lunatic Cultist. And so we actually have some of the pillars in our world, I think. On second thoughts, I forgot I got rid of them, which is kind of annoying, but that is all good. The reason being is because I wanted to redo them for the sake of more Vortex Fragments, just in case they're, used for anything else. And that's about my only incentive, but I can speedrun the events relatively easily. Unfortunately, this does mean I need to do the pillars again, but that's alright because with the Phantasm it should be very, very simple. I'm just gonna spam the Holy Arrows and the boss should die incredibly quickly. Like, we should literally just be able to do this and then the boss will fade away, but there we go, look at that damage. This thing is absolutely insane, and I love the Phantasm a lot. I don't know whether I'm going to be using it to the Vortex Beater yet, because obviously the Vortex Beater has the pro of homing capabilities, but that's all it really has going for it, so I really haven't decided yet. And there we go. In truth, I think I'm just going to Ultimate Battle all the pillars, just for the sake of speeding the process up. Farming the pillars is not really a fun process anyways, so getting it done as fast as possible is mandatory. And I didn't actually realise that I had both the Phantasm and the Vortex Beater already. But all is good, and that's a very good thing to have. So if we just pop Ultimate Battler and start spamming, we can take care of a bunch of Brain Sucklers, and then we're already going to be most of the way there. And there we go. Alright, the pillar should fall incredibly quickly now we've opened it up, and the Ultimate Battler honestly wasn't that hard to deal with. The Phantasm is also being a very nice weapon for us, although I don't really know how versatile it's going to be for the late game. It seems to be doing fine for the moment, though. Okay, the solar pillar's finally opened up, so we should be able to destroy it pretty easily now. No more enemies will spawn, and bingo, we've got rid of it, luckily. Now we can obviously focus the two easier pillars, the Vortex and the Stardust. The Stardust Pillar is easy as ever, so I'm just going to spam it and pray to God that we don't get too many annoying spawns. The only thing we really want are star cells, but, it's so easy that it doesn't really matter. And, in fact, the enemies are slow enough so we can kind of use our UFO mount to, success, I guess. Okay, there we go. I believe the Stardust Pillar has just opened up, so now we can obviously get on to destroying it. After this, we've only got another Vortex Pillar to do, which is really nice. I hope we can get a lot of fragments, because I don't want to have to do these events too many times. As buying the Vortex Fragments from the NPC is incredibly expensive, and I'd rather not spend all my money on that. Okay, the last task there really is out of everything is to reforge my Phantasm, and my Vortex Beater, and just pray that we get something good from it, because that's all I could really hope for at this stage. Unreal or Deadly are what I'm going for, and there we go, Deadly. By the way, I have to apologise in this recording if I sound slightly off. I am slightly unwell at the time of recording this, just a cold. It's nothing spectacular, but I'll have to work through it, and it's just kind of destroying my thought pattern a little bit, but hopefully soon enough we'll be back onto regular rad. Okay, and the Vortex Pillar is coming to a close. This is kind of nerve-wracking, because I honestly don't know how well I'm going to do against the Moonlord. It's a fight that I do a lot, but at the same time it's a fight I never really think about much, so I don't really have a defined strategy for it. I'm just going to kind of jump into the fight and pray to the Lord that it goes well. Okay, so the arena I'm going to be using is fairly standard. It's literally just a single row of platforms that spans the entire world. It should work, I guess, but, I mean, as long as I don't run into any annoying sky islands, we should be more than okay with this battle. I've also decided I'm not going to be using the Vortex Beater, well, at least so far, because I haven't got Chlorophyte bullets for it as a start, and I never really used the Phantasm. And obviously I want to give all the weapons the spotlight. I believe this is it, boys. Here we go. Boom. Let's just drop down. There we go. Good strategy for this fight. I don't really know how this is going to go in terms of dodging the stuff, because I'm used to doing this with the Sorin Insignia now, which is, very different to doing it like this. Their head has opened up, however, so hopefully we can do some good damage to it without having to get destroyed, and there we go. Okay, we've avoided it alright, so it does seem like our mobility is good enough with the fish on wings alone. So no Sorin Insignia is needed, technically. I guess the idea is the very standard strategy of this fight, of lowering all the different components kind of simultaneously, but I don't need to, to the level a lot of other people do it. I'm just going to take the boss down as fast as possible, and hopefully he dies. Okay, the boss is weakening surprisingly quickly. Let's just continue focusing on the head. Obviously, that's the bit that stays alive for the longest, and we are taking a lot of damage. I haven't really noted this, but if one of the more significant attacks hit me, like the True Eye of Cthulhu, that Phantasmal Light Barrage, or the Destruction Beam, I'm pretty much dead in 1 or 2 hits, which is obviously not ideal. But it's the price you pay for high damage, and you have such low defense as a ranger in comparison to melee. Additionally, it's another note to have. With the ranger class, you don't have a life replenishing weapon like you do with melee or mage. Because obviously in those classes you've got Spectre Armor and the Vampire Knives. And oh god, thank god I had Titanium Dodge there, otherwise I was dead for sure. Okay, the core has opened up and now it's just a barrage to the finish. I do need to continue sprinting though, because I need to get the True Eye of Cthulhu's into a pattern so they continually fire death rays, and they kind of trail behind for the entire battle, which allows me to focus the Moonlord until he dies. And with that done, I can guarantee I've done the Moonlord now. This was an incredibly fun fight to do. The one thing I would say is that this fight does get very easy if you understand what you're doing, but it's no less intense than it should be, and obviously enough it's really good fun to do. Alright, to 11,000 health, 10,000, and I'll finish it off with these things, why not? You know, share the love around, I guess. And these things were not bad in all fairness, although he is replenishing too much health, so Vortex Beat to tie. And there we go, boom. I'm very happy to say we managed to do that first try with pretty much no issues. And, well, I'm very excited to see what the end game beholds for us. Okay, the Moonlord dropped the Heart of the Moon. It gives 11% increased damage. Getting hurt spawns 6 moon globules around the player. And attacks have a chance to grant the will of the Celestials, increasing life regeneration and reducing damage taken. That sounds like a very good accessory. So I'm going to take off the Avenger emblem for it. And in the treasure bag, we got the Terrarian. That's not ideal. But, you know, it's okay. We've got at least a bunch of Luminite towards the Vortex armor, which I will be crafting, obviously. And that's about all I can really say. Now it's time for me to buy some treasure bags from the operator, and then we can continue making progress. Okay guys, 40 platinum coins later, and a couple of other things, like I had to farm the pillars a couple times, just for more fragments, just in case they come in handy. We have 8 Moonlord treasure bags and a bunch of the fragments. So I'm obviously going to quickly deposit my stuff in the chest, just for the sake of doing so really. And I obviously need a bit of space in my inventory to open all these treasure bags. So what do we get from the first ones? We get nothing I can use yet, unfortunately. At least the SDMG, so that's what we need, and oh god, we didn't get it. That's a problem. I'm gonna have to farm for the SDMG, I think. Or see if there's another weapon I can get with Luminite. Those are my only real hopes, I think. As a plus, at least we can construct ourselves the Vortex armor right now, and there might be some other weapons I can make. I just couldn't tell you yet, but obviously we have enough for the full Vortex with this amount of fragments. And this amount of Luminite, so boom, boom, and boom. Let's see if there's anything we can make, and right now it seems like there's just a melee weapon. And, nothing else yet. Well, I'm gonna have to try and figure it out. Just give me a moment to search through the Luminite stuff, and we shall see. Okay, good news and bad news. One, the good news is that there is technically a post-Moonlord weapon I can use. Hopefully for this final boss fight. It's called the Punifer's Essence, I guess. I don't really know how to pronounce that. But it does look pretty good in all honesty, so it's going to be the weapon I'm going to get. But the only issue is that although I have the Shadow Flame and the Tsunami, I don't have the Pulse Bow, and it's incredibly rare, so I might need to download a branch mod that allows me to craft it, and I will meet you guys back once I have the weapon. Okay, I did end up downloading a branch mod that allowed me to craft the Pulse Bow, but now we have got the Shadow Flame, the Tsunami, and the Luminite bars, and I'm ready to see what this new weapon is about. I'm also very excited in all honesty. Here we go. And, whoa, okay, this is a really cool weapon. I don't know how effective it's going to be, so I am happy I still have the Phantasm potentially. And I guess I should try and obtain a DPS meter at some point so we can see the damage. But I'm just going to head towards the Goblin Tinkerer, reforge it, and then we're going to look at fighting this final boss. Okay, I was lucky enough to get deadly on it, and it's time for me to explain what we're doing. We are doing the Spirit Idol fight, which is used to summon the Overseer, the final boss in the Spirit mod. The item is crafted with 5 Luminite bars, or 4, my apologies, 4 Spirit bars, 4 Souls of Light and Night, and then you're supposed to use it in the Spirit biome during nighttime, which is over here. Well, I've just realised there are 2 more upgrades I can make. First of all, I want to make myself Stardust Wings, just because they're really, really good. They are better than Fishron, unfortunately, so these wings have served us amazingly, but they're going now. And the final upgrade I want to make is the Lunar Hook. It's nothing spectacular, but it is an upgrade. And actually, I'm going to make Luminite arrows and bullets as well. You know, just for the sake of doing so, really. Okay, lads, I really don't know what to expect of this fight, but the Overseer is here, and whoa. Okay, okay. This is an interesting fight, although I'm very ill prepared for this. I've never seen this fight before, so we're gonna struggle to say the least, and he's doing a lot of damage to us. This weapon does seem okay, but it's not that good in all honesty, so I'm gonna use the Phantasm still. Now, my main goal is to get out of this biome, as it does not seem that well suited for this fight, and my god, this boss is actually very difficult. The Luminite arrows are doing a good job, but I'm just taking way too much damage way too easily. And yeah, this is very, very difficult. Its AI is very similar to Duke Fishron in the sense that it does attacks and then dashes about, but I'm gonna need to practice this one a lot. Okay, so that fight is a little bit harder than I first thought, so I've had to make some pretty significant changes. I've got the Charm of Myths now, which is obviously just the combination of the Philosopher's Stone, which I already had just sitting in a chest and not used, and a Band of Regeneration, which has been with me pretty much the entire playthrough. Then obviously I got the Master Ninja Gear. I've reforged all my stuff, and I had to get past 340 life because, you know, I was making things a tiny bit harder than they needed to be, and I feel like beating most of the game with 340 HP is more than enough for an achievement. And overall, I just have absolutely no idea how to take this fight, so I'm gonna need every single power up I can get. And there we have it. That was a fight, to say the least. And, oh god, I still managed to die. But, honestly, that fight was very strange. I know it feels kind of anticlimactic, considering there's absolutely nothing after that. But that fight was literally just a matter of out DPSing the boss and running, unfortunately. It was a fun fight, just not what I was expecting for a finale, I guess. However, that does not take away from the achievement. We genuinely did it. So, we got an Ancient Hilt from the fight, which is used to craft the Foal's Ancient Blade. It doesn't look that incredible, and obviously it's a melee weapon, so it doesn't mean anything to us. But in terms of we got another bloody melee weapon. We got the Essence of Eternity, though, which is used for the final set in the game, I'm guessing. And this set looks absolutely mental. This looks like something that'll be really fun for them to build off of, I guess. And like the Alpha Blade, again, I have no use for these things, but oh man, it does look like a melee set, unfortunately. Oh, never mind, it's an anyone set, so I'll be farming out the boss a couple more times, using this new armor, as it does look slightly better. If I recall to base and go back to my Mithril Anvil, which is what it's crafted at, we can decide on the set we want, so I'm gonna go with the Shadow Spirit Treads, the Breastplate, and obviously I'm going to take the Ranger Helmet, which is this one. It gives absolutely incredible statistical buffs. Like, look at that. Comparatively to the Vortex armor, it's genuinely insane, but it also increases max life by 50. This one increases max life by 50 as well, and the set bonus gives Ranger and Thrower hit spawn Shoal Swords. So that's a very confusing sentence, but that's okay. And double tap to dash repeatedly. Okay, that's pretty cool. You were surrounded by protective spirits which deflect projectiles, so that's really nice. Yeah, this is very, very overpowered. If you use the set right, then you just absolutely decimate the boss, and he really can't catch up to you, so it's pretty much a free win after that. As long as I don't die to some stupid spirits, but we have another treasure bag. Hopefully it's the Eternity Bow, and it is. Oh my god, whoa. Okay, this is a very, very cool weapon. I kind of want to try this with Holy Arrows rather than, Luminite, to see whether that makes a difference. And no. Okay, it's definitely worth using Luminite with it, but those weird barrages are very, very, very cool. And I'm gonna do the boss one last time, just so we can gauge how strong this bow is. Okay, here we go. Let's see what this thing does. And, in all honesty, I don't know whether it even compares to the Phantasm. It doesn't look that strong. Yeah, it's not actually that good. It's worse than the Phantasm. So, yeah, the mod's definitely got some balancing to do, but that's fine. Like, it's absolutely fine as it is now. We just need some work, I guess. Or they need to nerf the Tsunami, no, not the Tsunami, the Phantasm, because, yeah, this is honestly the best weapon for me. If you look at this, like, look at the DPS comparatively, this absolutely shreds through the boss, and there's literally nothing he can do to stop him, because he's just lost 100,000 health in a single descent. Whereas I doubt the bow, like the Eternity Bow, could even do a tenth of that, in all honesty. So that is kind of disappointing, but, you know, what can you say? On that note, though, I feel like that's a very, very good place to end off this series. I had so much fun doing this character as, like, a whole. It was slightly different to the series I've done beforehand. And overall, it was just very unique to write and play as a mod, so well done to the mod developers. I'd very much like to see more of this mod in the future, and I'd love to see what you do with it. But until then, I have to say thank you all so much for watching. If you did enjoy, then feel free to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, I will see all of you in the next one. Peace out, guys.